Man, my brain just is not working right now.
Done.
They were getting high. It smelled really bad.
This week, our westward adventure takes an exciting turn. We reconnect with old friends, and to our surprise, some new friends are in town for a sizzling barbecue competition.
We got more friends over here. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
So,
People do like us.
that's right. So that's right.
Talk about perfect timing. We settle in for 4 days of boondocking at a Harvest Host brewery, soaking in the atmosphere, and maybe a few drinks, while Wicket finally gets the spa treatment he's been desperately needing. Nope, 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 nope. However, our EcoFlow power stations gave us quite a scare while boondocking, adding a bit of unexpected drama to the mix.
I woke up this morning and one side of my power stations was down to about 60% and the other side was down to about 7%. So that is obviously not good.
Stay tuned for all the fun, good eats, and surprises along the way.
Next stop is Bainbridge,
Georgia.
Couldn't think of it. We are literally about, I don't know, as the crow flies, maybe a mile from the state line. Mm-hmm. We're just north of Chattahoochee, Florida.
Yes.
And this is what?
The Seminole Lake, or Lake Seminole. I don't remember how big it is, but it's pretty big.
And this is a
Corps of Engineers.
Corps of Engineers Park. Man, my brain just is not working right
You
now.
are done.
So Corps of Engineers. So we got, what's that pass called? I don't even know what that pass is called.
We got the access pass because of his military disability.
That's through America is Beautiful.
America the Beautiful, yeah. So we previously had the military pass, which got us into all the national parks for free. The disability access pass not only does that, but a lot of these Corps of Engineers and any of the national parks that have not been taken over by concessionaires, you get 50% off of camping fees.
Yeah, so we didn't actually have that pass when we made this reservation, so we paid $88, something like that.
Yeah.
So today when we checked in, she just asked, and yeah, we got 50% of that back. So we're staying here 3 nights for $42. And this is a nice park. I mean, it's right on this lake, and you can see they don't squish everybody together. All of these sites are pretty far apart.
Yep.
You got this, well, we don't have this view of the lake.
Yeah, we didn't get a lake view.
But we're literally like a 2-minute walk from here. Pretty much got to do everything we want to do in this park tonight because it's
maybe tomorrow.
Maybe a little bit tomorrow. We'll see, but it's supposed to rain. Most of the time that we're here. That sun's terrible. There we go. Yeah. It's supposed to rain most of the time that we're here. So we're going to try and get the bikes out in the morning and go down and see the dam that's down that way on the Florida side. So hopefully the weather works out for that because I kind of want to check out that dam. Other than that, it's getting close to dinner time. I know Wicket's starting to get excited. Wicket, are you ready for dinner, buddy? Huh?
I don't know.
So we're going to go see about dinner. Okay, so we didn't put a whole lot of effort into it, but we were trying to get over to this dam, Jim Woodruff Dam, and I would tell you the name of the river, but I couldn't pronounce it. When we went across it, I saw the name.
I think it's Lake Seminole.
No, the river that we, no,
the
the river that
river.
it feeds into. Whatever river that was, I couldn't pronounce it. It was some like Native American name, I think. But so, like I said, we didn't try too terribly difficult, but we did go to the side way over there. Mm-hmm. And you could drive up to the building, like the power station or whatever, but that was it. And so we drove around to the other side, and this is pretty much as close as we can get here.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd be able to like walk on the dam.
Yeah, it would have been neat. But when we were on the other side over there, we drove by, and like down the hill from the road, maybe I don't know, 75 feet off the road, there was a car sitting there. And there were a couple of people that were kind of standing there next to it. They were getting high. It smelled really bad. Like
they were on the Georgia side of the Florida-Georgia line, and
yeah,
I don't know if that was like deliberate.
I don't either, but it was definitely because they got in their car and then they drove off. Once they left, the smell went with them. So anyway, there's that. But anyway,
Not that we're judging.
yeah.
You know?
So it's miserable out here anyway. It's not nice. It's not going to be nice the rest of the day. It's not going to be nice for the next 2 days that we're going to be here.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's high is only 46 degrees. So I think instead of trying to go out and do stuff, we're just going to sit around the RV and get some work done.
And stay warm.
Now, we said this was in Bainbridge, Georgia.
Yes.
Is where the campsite was. But if you look at the map, Bainbridge is like way northeast of us. Chattahoochee is like just south of us. We're way closer to Chattahoochee than we are Bainbridge. So anyway, that's going to be a wrap from Bainbridge / Chattahoochee, Georgia / Florida.
Yeah.
And we found the state line over there too. They have it marked on the road going out to the power station there. So we found the Florida-Georgia state line over there as well. And so we were literally in two places at once. So how's the weather down there in Florida?
It's pretty chilly. How's the weather up there in Georgia?
Yeah, it's about the same. Not much difference.
3 days later.
How are you doing this morning? Have fun?
No.
No?
No, I opted to not get the donut out because everything's jammed in the back of the truck. So I gotta hold it. Luckily, there's a little tiny bit of breeze and I can't smell it.
That's good. Because we did the kitchen tank first, which is gross. Now we're doing the black tank. But I think the kitchen tank is typically a worse smell than the black.
So as a follow-up to the bearing work that I did, right, you always want to make sure that you temp your hubs whenever you pull in, right, just to see if there's anything abnormal. But especially after doing the bearing work, we want to make sure that we get them temped. What are we at?
97, 98.
Okay, and the temperature is not quite as important as just all of them being the same or approximately the same. And they might be a little bit different side to side because
this side has been in the shade, so
we've been driving with the driver's side towards the sun. So those are going to be a little bit warmer, but we got, what do we got, 73, 76?
So 70 and 68.
Okay, so 70, what'd you say, 70 and 68?
Yep.
Okay, so
shade, sun.
So there we go, makes sense.
Yep.
All right, I didn't screw anything up, I don't think.
So the automatic cat feeder dumped over in transit yesterday, and for once I did not come back here and look at anything when we pulled in yesterday. So the cats have been just free for all, and now I get to like put it all back in there.
That's gross.
I mean, they lick their own butts.
Well, that's true.
You know. All right, we are heading out on this absolutely gorgeous day to, one, replenish groceries and liquor, and to go to the National Naval Aviation Museum. So the museum is free to get into, and then there's a couple things that you can pay extra for, like the simulators. They've got some IMAX maybe type movies. So we're at Pensacola RV Park, which is on the north side of the city, and it's actually really nice. It's with military discount, I think it was $47 a night. We've been really pleased so far with the campground itself.
What'd you think?
I thought it was really good. Lots of really cool planes from all the way back to World War I, all the way up to, I would say, current. I mean, there's Blue Angels planes in there.
And we didn't go to all of the exhibits. For up where they had the most recent stuff, we didn't even hit that building because we're hungry, we're tired, and we're sore. But there's a lot of stuff in there. So when you go in here, if you're ever down here, you can take a tour. It's an hour and a half, and it's free. The whole thing is free. Well, not the whole thing. If you want to watch some of the movies and stuff in there, they cost money. But I didn't price those out. But the entrance into the museum is free, and the tour is free. It takes about an hour and a half, they said. We spent an hour and a half in there just wandering on our own, and that was about enough for us. I think the tour is the way to go. If I come back here again, I will find out what time the tours start, and then just show up at that time and take a tour.
At least right now, they're offering them at 9:30, 11, and 1. I don't know if that's pretty standard, but they're actually put on by veterans.
So I would just recommend maybe getting on their website or calling to see what time the tour starts, and just get the tour. I'm sure there's just so much more information from those tour guides than you're ever gonna get just walking around on your own. But the reason we didn't take it is we got there an hour before the next tour started, so it was kind of an odd time to be there. So anyway, National Naval Aviation Museum, so Pensacola, Florida.
You're on the base, and so we have military access, and so we were able to get right on. If you're civilian, you don't have military ID, you just show your driver's license for everybody in the vehicle who's old enough at the gate, and you come on through. If you're civilian, though, you can only come in between 9 and 3.
So there you go. You don't have to be a veteran or military. So that's good. All right, we're gonna go find something to eat. Later.
Today is bath day. So he's been needing a bath for probably 2 weeks, and life has just gotten in the way. But today is the day, and he's so excited. Can't you tell?
He knows it's coming.
Bath?
He knows it's coming.
Oh, come on, let's go take a bath. Come on, come on, come on. Let's go take a bath. Oh my goodness, limp noodle. Oh, come on, Daddy, save me. What do you think? Huh? I know it's your favorite thing ever. Oh, Wicket, aren't you excited? Aren't you excited? Let's see. There's eye guppies out. So I put this rug down in here because, nope. One, it needs to get washed anyway. And two, I'm trying to keep his claws, his nails, from messing up the bottom of the shower. Oh, your footsies are gross. Is Daddy not saving you? Is this the best spa day ever? Come on, you can do it.
Shake it off. What's going on there, dude, huh?
Hang on. Come on. Meow.
Oh yeah, get all dirty again. Good job, bud. Good job. Hey.
you ready for it? Huh? Do you deserve one? Were you a good boy? You know what this is? It's grass. It's real grass. There's no weeds. There's no sticker burrs. It's nice and cushy.
Yeah, well, it's a new park. Give it time.
Yes, but you don't see this very often anymore unless you go to like a resort. So I was really pleased. Wicket was pleased. But anyway, we are getting ready to pack up, head out. We're leaving Pensacola. We're heading to Biloxi, Mississippi, where we had planned on visiting the first people we met when we went full-timing back in Ohio. And it just happened to work out that some friends that we met at the national rally 2 years ago called and they were like, hey, so we want a recommendation on where to stay because we're coming in for the barbecue competition on such and such a date, which we're going to be there. So we're going to do the barbecue competition. They're going to have crawfish and jambalaya and steak and ribs and smoked turkey.
And we are also doing what for the next 4 nights?
We are completely boondocking. So we have no power, no water, no septic. So Jeremy went ahead. We're only driving 100 miles today. So he went ahead and filled up our fresh tank, which we normally wouldn't do, but it's only 100 miles. Luckily, we are going to eat at the Harvest Host tonight. Our friends are making us dinner tomorrow. And then the barbecue thing. So I don't have to cook the entire time we're there.
All right, so let's get hitched up then. We got a little bit of work to do still. And,
yeah, my job's done. What are you doing?
We just pulled in and got set up. We're at a brewery tonight. I don't know if Candace mentioned that earlier, but we're at a brewery and we're boondocking it for 4 nights. We have no connections at all, no electric, water, or sewer. So just wanted to start this out by showing where we're at right now with those EcoFlows. We're currently at 99% and 97%. So right, 99%. We're bringing in about 58 watts is all we're bringing in right now. It's pretty overcast. We're going to get to the weather forecast here in just a second to see what kind of sunshine we're looking at. So one side here we've got 58 watts coming in, 98%, 99% almost. And then on the other side we're bringing in about 158 watts, 160 watts or so. So that's where we currently stand, 97% on that side. And let's see if we take a look at the weather here for the next few days. See what we got. We're not going to get a whole lot of sunshine, but fortunately we have some decent weather where I don't think we're going to need to use the furnace much. We're certainly not going to have to use the AC. So it looks like we have one overnight low that's going to be kind of cold. I think that's going to be tomorrow night. It's going to get down to about 37 or so. But generally we keep it pretty cool in the rig at night. And we'll probably even set it down even farther. We could probably set it down to about 60 degrees, that thermostat, for the next few days. I sleep the best when it's that cold. anyway, and we've done it before, so I think we can get away with setting that thermostat at about 60 degrees and just minimize how much furnace we have to use. Obviously it's a propane furnace, but the blower, you know, the fan on that thing does use quite a bit of juice, so we're just gonna kind of try and minimize that as possible. But anyway, I just wanted to give a quick status as to where we are now, and then we'll kind of keep an eye on this over the next couple of days. I'll give a couple of more updates, see where we're at. I don't know if you can hear that in the background. Wicket's got his little rubber toy chicken. I think he's trying to kill it in there. So yeah, 4 days, totally boondocking it. I think we've only ever done 4 days before. 4 days is our longest, and that was in Michigan, and we didn't have a whole lot of sunlight when we were there, kind of like now. Actually, I don't think we had any sunlight, and we made it about 3.5 days before I had to break out the generator and charge up the EcoFlows a little bit.
The next day.
All right, here's the first update on this boondocking and the power situation. So as you can see here, got the generator out, and it's only been one night. I woke up this morning and one side of my power stations was down to about 60%, and the other side was down to about 7%. So that is obviously not good. So real quick, brief background on how all this is set up. I have two power stations, 3600 watt power stations. Each of those has an extra battery pack on it. So each power station plus its battery pack gives me about 600 amp hours worth of power. And each one of those feeds one side of the electrical system in the RV. So, like I said, one side was at about 60%, the other side was at 70%, and the reason that they can be different is because each side of the electrical system in the RV here, it's a 50 amp rig, each side doesn't always pull the same amount of load, so they're almost always going to be unbalanced. It's just a feature or something that I have to manage using this system. So that's some quick background on how I use these power stations. If you want more detailed information, I've got a couple of videos that explains my first initial setup with these power stations, and then what it looked like when I upgraded and basically doubled my capacity. So I've got those videos, and I'll put those down in the description area below. So back to this morning. Obviously that 7% really concerned me. The 60%, I could kind of believe that, but the 7% definitely was concerning. I should have been a lot higher than that. Now, granted, the furnace was running, but we had the thermostat set pretty low. We had it set down to 62 or 64 last night, and it just didn't run that much. I got up a couple of times in the middle of the night, and the furnace wasn't running at all. So we should have been a lot higher than 7% on that one side this morning. Like I said, I did a lot of troubleshooting and research today, and basically what I think it comes down to is the fact that we haven't used these things like they're designed to be used for quite a while. They've just been sitting in there, and they've been topped off at, well, at first I was keeping them at about 60% charge all the time, just kind of maintaining them there. But I recently watched another YouTuber who, that's all he does, it seems like, is he tests these power stations. He's got a bunch of EcoFlows, and he basically says,
charging up to 80% and down to 20%, you're losing 40% of your capacity. To avoid that, charge to 100%. It will balance the batteries properly so the cells are the perfect voltage, which will increase their longevity, and then discharge it down to 0% and then back up to 100%.
Keep those things topped off at 100% all the time, use the power when you need it. So anyway, enough on that. Again, we haven't been using these things very much. We haven't been doing a lot of boondocking, so they haven't been used. And I think what happened this morning, I don't think I was actually down to 7% on one side and 60% on the other side. I think that there was something going on inside of these units, and the power stations didn't actually know what the battery state of charge was at all. And the reason I think that is because when I was charging these things today, I only charged one unit at a time, and what I noticed was the last time I looked at the EcoFlow app, that unit and its battery was sitting at about 40-something%. I don't remember exactly what it was. And then about 10 minutes later, I heard a significant change in the noise coming from the generator. And so I knew something happened. I thought that I had tripped the breaker on the generator itself, but what I actually found when I opened up the EcoFlow app was that the power station and its batteries and its extra set of batteries were both indicating 100% charge. So essentially I went from 40-something% charge to 100% charge
in about 10 minutes, which that's not possible to do. I was only charging at about 1,000 watts at the time, so that's just not possible. So what I did at that point was I just unhooked from charging that set of EcoFlows, and I hooked up and started charging the other set, and lo and behold, they did the same thing. So I think what happened was there was some kind of glitch here where the BMS system, or the battery monitoring system, didn't really know what the status of the charge of these batteries were until they actually reached the full state of charge again. So I think when it was indicating at 7% and 60% this morning, I don't think that's where I was. I think I had significantly more power still available. It was just that the BMS system didn't understand what was going on with the system for some reason, probably because we haven't been using them, we haven't been cycling them. So I don't know. I'm really interested to see what this is going to look like tomorrow morning. Right now we're at 100%. We're bringing in some good solar power, so it's just kind of sitting there floating on those solar panels. But it'll be interesting to see what these are like in the morning. It's going to be a little bit colder tonight, so the furnace is going to probably want to run a little bit more. I think we're going to set that thermos down a little lower, probably down to about 60 degrees, just to, you know, conserve a little bit more power. But I'm just interested to see what these look like in the morning to see if I'm going to have the same issue. So, having said all that, again, it was a long day trying to troubleshoot and research all of this, but we'll see what happens tonight. I hope this has been resolved now that I've kind of cycled them through, because I don't need to be dealing with this every day. I don't need to be breaking this generator out every day, but I do need to know exactly what the status of the batteries are in this EcoFlow system.
Okay, so we're gonna let the professional Chris here talk about this, because he knows a lot more about it than we do. So where are we at, Chris? What are we doing?
So we're at the Shed in Ocean Springs, Mississippi, at the Shed Showdown. It's a SCA, the Steak Competition Association, or Steak Cook-Off Association, and they're doing ribs, turkey. They had a margarita thing yesterday. They're a Bloody Mary today.
Marys. All right, one thing I don't need is my Bloody Mary staring back at me.
It's out of control. If you guys have never been to the Shed, it's a very eclectic area. There's stuff everywhere, as well as people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Chris, we got more friends over here. Say hi, guys.
Hello.
So
People do like us.
That's right.
That's right. So Chris and his wife, we met a couple of years ago. You guys might remember from an old video at the National Rally. And then Justin and Jody over here, raise your hand. Yep. Those are the OG RV friends that we met when we first went full time. And so anyway, we're gonna head back to
thirsty.
We're thirsty, and we're cheap. We don't want to spend money, so we're gonna head back to the rig.
And it's going to start raining here in probably 30-ish minutes.
Yeah, but then at, I think he said 4:45. What are we doing then?
So that's when Hank, one of the competitors, is cutting ribs. So we got to go do our taste to make sure his ribs are good.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. We're the unofficial judges before he goes to the official judge.
That's right.
So this is a taste of the competition ribs before they turn them in. This is the best rib I've ever had.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that. But normally my ribs come from like steakhouse or whatever. Oh man.